Today we're working on a HT60. This is a horizontal feed water tank for a 60 horsepower boiler. This tank in particular does have 2 pumps, and we're going to go through the startup procedure on a vertical multi-stage pump. First thing we want to do is we want to make sure that our power is off to the panel, because we're going to be removing the guard and the coupling from the pump. So you should be following your proper lockout, tagout procedures. Make sure that we do this safely. The first step, we need to remove the guard. This pump has 2 screws that cover the guard. They can be removed using a flathead screwdriver. Inside of the pump, we'll find our coupling. It's held in place by 4 Allen screws. This size, it's 6 millimeter, which is pretty typical for this. And you can see it comes apart as a clamshell. Now that we have the coupling removed, we want to go ahead and remove our lockouts and tagout and re-energize the panel. What we'll be doing is bumping the motor in order to check the rotation. Select the pump. This pump does have an indicator on the very top where we can make sure that we are rotating in the correct direction. In this case, we are. So we'll go ahead and reapply our lockout and tagout for the panel, and then we'll go ahead and reassemble the coupling. When you do reassemble the coupling, there is a key in here that goes into a slot on the inside. We want to evenly tighten these all the way around in order to draw the coupling in evenly. Once that's secured, we'll go ahead and reinstall the guard. Now that we have the pump all together and our rotation's been selected, we can go ahead and re-energize the panel. Now we're ready to bleed and prime the pump. The first step in bleeding the pump, make sure that we have enough water in the tank. We want to be at least at a mid-level. Ensure that all of our valves are open, both on the suction and on the discharge. And then we open the bleed screw. And you'll hear a small amount of air hissing from the bleed screw as the chamber fills. This does typically, depending on the size of the pump, it will take a few seconds to complete. Once you have a nice steady stream of water, we can go ahead and tighten this down. And now the entire pump is full of water. Normally while I'm down here, we will set our globe valve by closing it 100%. Then we want to go 1 full turn open with the globe valve. What this does, it'll actually put the back pressure on the pump that's required. From here, we can go ahead and actually start the pump. Because the globe valve is open 1 turn, we're not going to deadhead it, but we are typically going to be a little bit higher on pressure than what we desire. Once we turn on the pump, we want to verify our pressure.
These pumps are designed for a boiler trimmed at 140 psi.
So we would expect to see someplace between 150 and 155 pounds of pressure at the discharge, and that's right where we're at today. If we open it further, we'll actually notice that pressure drops lower. If we close it further, it'll actually increase all the way up to deadhead pressure. With the pump running, we can increase the pressure by closing the globe valve. Or we can decrease the pressure by opening the globe valve. We'll go ahead and set this back to 150 pounds, and that is based off of the pump, off the safety relief valve on the boiler. So right now we're okay with where the valve is set. and we can continue through the startup procedure of the boiler plant.